What's up guys, and welcome back to Bolt Action Ballistics. So in my last video I mentioned something about my ballistics gel order possibly being canceled, or I wasn't 100% sure what happened with my order. Well, after 2 phone calls I finally got my order. I think they had a little bit of trouble with online orders for a while, or I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But I finally got my order. This is the ballistics gel meltdown kit, the starter kit. We have the roaster oven, and inside the roaster oven is the ballistics gel mold. And with this kit, I also got 2 blocks of gel, so I'm pretty excited about that. We can shoot up a block of gel and melt it back down to make a fresh block of gel. And I think we can repeat that process approximately 8 to 10 times, I think. So hopefully throughout the summer, we can do quite a few ballistic gel videos. And yeah, have a whole lot of fun. We can test out a variety of calibers and bullets. So those rabbits we shot in some earlier videos, both of those will be ready for meltdown. We'll just melt them into blocks and we'll keep making videos. So what I have in mind for today's video, we're going to be shooting my favorite caliber, .308, using 2 of my favorite bullets. We're going to be shooting the tipped TTSX Barnes bullet versus the T-Rex Maker bullet into a 16-inch block. Like I've mentioned in my last video, deer's carcass is roughly 12 to 14 inches from rib cage to rib cage. So a 16-inch block should give us plenty of gel to get a good visual of what these bullets do, what kind of wound channel we can get, and I think we're going to get some awesome results. So yeah, before we get to shoot, let's take a closer look at my kit here, and then we'll get set up outside and do some shooting. Okay, so here's the roaster oven, and inside the roaster oven here I have the mold. This is a good heavy-duty 16 by 6 by 6 mold, and we've got 2 blocks of gel. This is a 16 by 6 by 6 block of gel here. And we have a smaller block of gel here. I believe this is a 4 by 4 by 9 block of gel here. This is the air gun block of gel. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this one yet. But we're definitely going to have a whole lot of fun shooting some gel. And these are the 2 bullets we're going to be testing out today. 168 grain T-Rex Maker bullet versus the 165 grain Barnes tipped TSX bullet. So let's go ahead and shoot both of these bullets into a 16-inch block of gel, and let's see what kind of results we can get. Okay, so I'm out here getting set up. We got our blocks of gel, and I changed my mind a little bit. We had this block of gel from our last video, and I also did a short with it. So this block here has 3 wound channels in it, and I think this is going to be the block of gel that's going to catch our bullet. I'm not sure how much gel it takes to stop .308. But I decided, you know what, let's just throw this block of gel behind it. We have a fresh block of gel here in front of it. And we're going to test out these 2 bullets. We have the 168 grain. This is the Maker bullet. And the 165 grain Barnes TSX bullet, tipped TSX bullet. So I'm very excited to see what both of these bullets will do in ballistics gel. Both of my favorite bullets. I'm not 100% set on these bullets. I'm also willing to try out some new bullets out in the deer woods, but if somebody were to ask me what are my 2 favorite bullets or what is my favorite bullet to hunt with, either one of these are very good hunting bullets. I'd have very good experience in the hunting woods with these. They're very quick and effective, a way to put a deer down. I've never had any trouble with these. I even have made some shots that weren't 100% kill zone shots, and they didn't even make it past 20 yards. So unfortunately, I did have to make up a follow-up shot on one of my deer, but 20 yards max on either one of these bullets will do the trick. Super excited to see what these do in gel, so let's get to shooting. We're going to be shooting my .308 Ruger American with a 22-inch long barrel, and let's just see what kind of results we get. So here we go. Okay, so I'm set up here to do the shot. I am going to take a good rest to make these shots. We want to be able to place 2 shots in that block of gel side by side. And we are going to start off with the T-Rex Maker bullet. I'm super excited about this bullet. I've never shot this bullet into ballistics gel before, so let's see what kind of results we get. Hopefully our ballistics gel doesn't go bouncing down on the ground, get all dirty. Okay, the gun is clear. Let's go check out our ballistics gel. Okay, so there's our entry of the T-Rex Maker bullet. Got a good wound channel. Got a piece of copper up here. And went into our second block of gel. Right there's our bullet. What is that? A good 4.5, 5 inches into our second block of gel. Right there's our bullet. This ballistics gel kind of got a little bit of a texture to it. I don't really like that, but hopefully when I melt this stuff down, it'll take care of that. Hopefully we have a smoother surface. Gives us a little bit better of a visual of what's going on here. But yeah, right there's our T-Rex Maker bullet. Here's part of it. Looking at it from the top down. Got a big wound channel going the whole way through there. Except the last 2 inches, it looks like it tapered off on the wound channel. But right here's the important part. From impact, looks like we got about almost 2 inches of penetration before the bullet started to open up. And then we got massive internal damage. That is crazy. Okay, we're going to try and place our Barnes bullet right in here. Let's see what kind of results we get. We'll be able to tell the penetration variations too. Let's see how much penetration we get between these two bullets. So we'll leave that bullet in there, and then we'll make our shot, and then we'll get the tape measure out, and we'll measure it and see how much penetration we got on those bullets as well. Wow, those things definitely hit hard. Gun's clear. Let's go check out our results. Well, check this out. We almost missed our gel. We hit right there. Point of impact. That is crazy. Let's take a look at it from the top down. We'll roll it over. Okay, so I rolled these blocks over so we can get a better look at it here. Check out that wound channel. So it's just inside there. It's that wound channel. Went zipping through this block. And right here's our bullet. Check that out. So why did we get so much more penetration, you ask? Well, we kind of got into the other wound channel of another bullet for about that far, and then it split off and went on its own right there. So that's why we got so much more penetration than our Rex bullet right there, our T-Rex bullet. Followed that other wound channel for most of that block is why we got so much more penetration, for one. And I think once I get this thing dug out, you look at that, I don't think we got as big of expansion as that bullet. So we got more expansion, a bigger expanding bullet, and that's why this bullet slowed down faster, I believe. Let's get that thing cut out of there and look at these side by side. This bullet could have expanded a little bit more. But we still got good expansion on it. It's still a really good hunting bullet. That is crazy. Before we cut this bullet out, let's get a measurement on it. We are right at 21 inches to the nose of the bullet. 21 inches to the nose of the bullet. And our Barnes bullet is at 32 inches stuck in that first board. But wasn't really a fair test because it got into the other wound channel from another video. And it had a little bit of free flying, I guess we could say, for a good half of the block. But yeah, let's get this thing cut open and get this bullet out of here. You can see our bullet right there. This block is ready for meltdown. We have to cut it up anyway. Okay, these boards are falling down, I guess. This table isn't the sturdiest anymore. But right here's our bullet. Gotta be careful, I don't want to cut myself on one of these sharp petals of the bullet. Some of these copper bullets can have a razor sharp petal on them. Wow, that is crazy. That's a big expanding bullet. That's why I really like these. Let's take a closer look at it. Okay, so this is the T-Rex Maker bullet. You can see how big it opened up. It's supposed to have 3 petals, but the one petal broke off. I believe that's the one petal that's still in that block of gel, our first block of gel. Broke off. And then our Barnes bullet. Didn't open up quite as nice, but we still got good expansion. So 2 reasons why this bullet traveled further than this one is because you can see how smaller the expansion is on that one versus this one. Bigger expansion, slowed the bullet down more. You can see, so looking at it from the top down, this was the Barnes bullet, T-Rex Maker bullet. We got a bigger wound channel, so that's the reason why our Barnes bullet got more penetration than our T-Rex Maker bullet. Right there's the ballistic tip to the Barnes bullet right in there. You can see the blue tip. And right here's the petal to this guy. That's some awesome results. So that is some awesome results. It is so fun to test out these bullets in ballistic shell and get a good visual of what happens to bullets when they expand. How much penetration do you get? So yeah, my personal take on 308 versus copper bullets. 150 grain is usually about the heaviest I like to go, but I thought we'd try out some heavier bullets on ballistics gel. These were 168 and 165 grain. I normally shoot the 110 grain, 130 grain, and the 150 grain, but it was cool to see results on these on ballistics gel. Obviously, the Barnes bullet did catch another wound channel on that last ballistics block, and I guess it just zipped through a little bit further. I don't know how much difference it actually have made, but that's the results we got on today's video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Looks like we're going to have to melt down some ballistics gel so we can keep going.